Since I've been looking into mud floods in Tartaria, I wanted to break down the name because a lot of people have put comments in the comment section that it means Tartarus. And we all know what Tartarus means, right? It's not a place you want to go. But is that what Tartaria means? So I broke down the name. It was hard to find, honestly, but I broke down the name from tar. And we all know what tar means, no matter what language it is. It either means something that glues it together or covers. But taria, I think this is very interesting. So the word means date palm in Hebrew, life in Old Hebrew, lotus blossom, or water lily. And Tamara means who loves the land. It still means date palm and life, but those who love the land. So here's another definition from Bible Hub, and I've broken it down to Tara, and the word Tara means doorkeeper. And then it says Levite singers doorkeeper. And in Aramaic, Tara means porter, doorkeeper in temple. Okay, so when you break down the word, you go to the Aramaic word. The definition is gate, door, a door, gate, or court. So let's see what the Bible definition of date palms and what it possibly could mean when it's referring to Taria.
Ancient Bible references to date palm trees. Phoenix dactylifera. Palm trees in ancient desert sands grew and satisfied almost every need the ancient Jews needed. The Jews ate the palm tree dates, the tree juices were fermented into wine, the trunk of the palm tree was used as construction timber, and the palm leaves were woven into baskets, mats, brooms, beds, ropes, and made into furniture. Promises were made in the Hebrew Bible by God for a new home for the nation of Israel, and the moving finger on the wall pointed to the palm tree as the perfect supplier of food, shelter, and medicine. This was the promised land of milk and honey, palm dates, the land of Canaan located on the banks of the Jordan River. Ezekiel 47-12. All kinds of fruit trees will grow along the river banks, the leaves will never turn brown and fall, and there will always be fruit. There will be a new crop every month without fail. For they are watered by the river flowing from the temple. The fruit will be for food, and the leaves for medicine. Date palm trees grow tall, point toward the infinite heavens, where there is a promise of life eternal. The symbolism of the straight trunk of the palm tree is clear, that humans should journey down the straight path that leads Christians toward righteousness. The straight soft trunk was capped with a canopy of 20-foot leaves of green that unfolded like a botanical starburst. The delicious honey-sweet dates fed the ancient Jewish nomads and the eventual settlers of Israel. The palm leaves shaded the hot, bright desert sands, and the fibers provided a plethora of uses in the primitive lands. The ancient date palm tree, it has been suggested, is the oldest fruit-bearing tree on Earth. Palm trees grow worldwide from sandy deserts to tropical rainforests. The palm trees has been grown in grove plantings, since the ancients understood the food value of the dates, and the exotic appearance and shading on the landscape of the desert sands. Palm trees were often planted near an oasis as a source of water, shade, and food.
Okay, so that's really interesting about the date palm being the oldest tree and providing everything that they need to eat. I think that's really interesting connection to Tara. So who were the Tartarians? In this article, it says they were the indigenous people, were probably founded by Noah's son, and they were the renowned Tartarian Empire, and it talks about them being a tall people, about 8 to 12 feet tall. And when you think about all of the architecture that I've been showing you over the months, the doors and stuff like that, and just the height, this makes sense that these people, the Tartarians, built everything we see. And then there is this one that, this other article that I found. It says that Tartaria is being hidden because it would further validate Bible scriptures related to the pyramids and end-time prophecies. So it goes on to talk about, in here it's breaking down the name, saying Tartaria in Hebrew means remnant. So the tribes is linked to the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. It goes on, they kind of slant it and trying to make it that the only ones that carry this. Unfortunately, there seems to be a real prevalence of that right now, making white people out to be coming from nowhere. But that's really not the case. So let me tell you a story about my own heritage. When I was a little girl, my grandmother used to tell me that we came from royalty and that her great-grandfather was in exile and was in hiding. And it kind of made sense because they used to move around a lot, never really staying in one place. But later on, 2 of her sons did a real search about our lineage long before Ancestry.com came. And they went and did a lot of searching through old church records, and they found this beautiful paper trail that brings us right back to Richard the Lion-Hearted, King of England. And then that, about 4 generations later, brings us to a king of Jerusalem. And I am of Irish, Scottish descent, and I am an Israelite. So I have to remind you of what the Bible does say, especially in the Aramaic Targum. Okay, here's the Aramaic Targum, and it says, and Yahweh, Elohim, created man in 2 formations, which is something we need to talk about another time, and took dust from the place of the house of the sanctuary and from the 4 winds of the world, and mixed them from all the waters of the world, and created him red, black, and white, and breathed into his nostrils the inspiration of life, and there was the body of Adam, the inspiration of the speaking spirit, until the illumination of the eyes and the hearing of the ears. So all of the Israelites would have had this genetic code, and they settled in different countries in different places around the world. Particularly Europe, Germany, the Isles, the Americas,